Evening, good evening. I'm debating on whether that music is too loud or not. I think it might be. Okay, we'll try it like that. See how it goes. As you can tell, we're in a different spot. I got my desk set up today, and we're just gonna get into it and do it like normal, just in a different spot. I am gonna try to at least kind of stay monotoned because I really don't know how well my sound travels to the neighbors. They've never said anything, but you never really know. So I just try to be respectful of other people. That being said, I hope you had a positive, productive day today. If not, I pray that your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, and of course the Most High help you with that. I also pray that He clothes us in His armor from head to toe, that He strengthens our discernment and guides our steps as we go throughout these days. All right. I'm going to stick with starting out with the mantra. I realize it's not morning time. We kind of flipped the script today, and instead of doing it at 9 o'clock in the morning, we're doing it at 9 o'clock at night. I had a productive day today, even though it was a very stormy day in my area. We actually got hail. I'm going to say it was a little bit smaller than a marble. But, yeah, I can't remember the last time I've seen hail. Okay. Happy Wednesday. It feels weird doing the video at night, I must say. It was 2:22 on the timer when I said that. I keep my fire lit and blaze through all my it, so after a day of it, I can enjoy my evening sit. I keep my fire lit and blaze through all my it. It's got a ... for the first two letters. So after a day of it, I can enjoy my evening sit. It's a wild pig sitting enjoying a cup of coffee by a fire. That's a pretty good way to relax after a night of work. It is getting that time of year where people are going to start having bonfires and doing stuff outside. One of my favorite times of year. Spring and fall are probably my two favorite seasons. All right, now we'll get affirmation from the Affirmators. I know I'm not usually on at nighttime. I'm more of a evening person or a morning person, but I woke up being productive this morning, so I just went with it. I didn't want to throw myself off my groove. Makes me think of Emperor's New Groove, the animated movie. You threw off my groove. Confidence, love, don't take it personally, strength, one of the bonus cards from the deck, engagement, and friendliness. That's way too many to read, but we will at least acknowledge them. Strength. You are hereby declared a strong, resilient warrior of heroic proportions. Enjoy your battles, whatever they are, because you're guaranteed to come through them stronger, brighter, and more compassionate. And based what I know of mythology, probably with great hair and a six-pack. I love how they put humor into it. There we go. Ideal partnership. It looks like a bottle of wine and a chunk of cheese. So teamwork, we saw that ideal partnership card the other day. I am rare and precious, and my brilliance will be reflected back to me when I am paired with a true match. My ideal partnerships and working relationships are easy and free flowing. I deserve greatness because I am greatness. And the paraphrase, Rumi, when I'm looking for is what I'm looking for is also looking for me. In fact, he or she might be paraphrasing. I don't know why I'm getting like denial vibes off of that. But nonetheless, strength in pairs, strength in partnerships. It doesn't, and it even mentions work relationships. It doesn't necessarily have to be a love relationship. It could be a family relationship, although I've always experienced in my day, you don't really want to do business with family, but hey, yeah, to each their own. All right, now we're going to get a celestial insight. And per the new routine I'm starting, I'm keeping the cards out from the previous video and just putting them up when we pull from them next. Let go, love, surrender, and renewal is what we got last time. I didn't put those back in. So once again, talking about partnerships, and I'm still kind of getting the partnership with spirit vibe. You know, whether we believe it, experience it, see the signs, those energies are always around us and always with us. And the more aware we become of it, the more sensitive we become to it. So, like, the more you start to acknowledge it, appreciate it, you know, in certain ways, I don't want to necessarily say interact with it, but yes, in a sense, interacting with it. Freedom, strength, and time. Freedom is about following your inner voice. Have you been feeling trapped by responsibilities? Release those burdens and follow what makes you feel free, light, and alive. We talked about that in the last video. Making what you want, what makes you happy, a priority. Making your freedom, in whatever sense you want to refer to that, making it important. Sitting down and maybe trying to analyze it and figure out what's making you feel trapped. Then we got strength, which coincides with the affirmators' strength. So double confirmation on the strength. We are all warriors. We've all been through some shit. We've all got stories to tell, you know, but how are we going to use that strength? You are stronger than you realize. Though the times may be tough, remember that you have the courage and resilience to get through it. Your inner strength will help you overcome all obstacles. Freedom to express that strength. where it talks about feeling trapped, you know, feeling trapped, maybe by judgment, or making decisions based on what other people want instead of what you want. And then you got time. Time is your greatest ally for growth and healing. Have you been rushing through life? Trust in the timing of things. Patience will bring the results you seek. We've been seeing patience a lot lately. Being patient with yourself, being patient with others, being patient with divine timing, being patient and waiting for positive partnerships, you know, not being so desperate to be in someone's company, like getting to that point to where those relationships are just naturally going to come to your energy. Yeah. Keeping your fire lit, not letting having to wait dim your light, not letting it making you doubt your strength. Keeping your fire lit, staying energetic, staying focused on whatever goal you're going towards. And going back to the partnership with spirit, that could be keeping your fire lit for self-improvement. Like if you've been working on different things in your life, trying to better yourself as a person, whatever that is, diet, habits, thoughts, people, places, things, staying energetic and enthusiastic about that. Take the road less traveled. That was the song that came on right before I came on to do the video. And then the one before that was This Old House Will Always Be Home. So taking the road less traveled, doing things differently, seeing things differently, approaching different scenarios differently. 1414, ignite your spark. That's lining up with keep your fire lit. Ignite your spark. Spark inspiration, opportunity, joy, new beginnings, and positivity. Focus your needs and desires with a joyful attitude. New opportunities, friendships, or even family additions may be on the horizon. Embrace the positive energy to speed up the process. What habits or desires can I focus on to reignite my passion? How can I stay open to new opportunities and positive changes? So, like not backsliding. We talked about backsliding a couple videos ago, I think. And not letting your fire burn out, not backsliding, not giving up because it's not happening fast enough. Like just because it's not happening in our timing doesn't mean that it's not happening. Identify one passion or hobby you've been neglecting and take a step towards rekindling it. Embrace a positive mindset and be open to the new opportunities and relationships that come your way. Once again, talking about partnerships, being patient, keeping that spark lit, throw a little fuel on the fire to keep it going. Well, we're going to go with the Namaste deck next. Crack a routine, and it's not about the destination, it's about the experience, is what we got the last pull. How do you like the black lights in the background? If the lights would have been bendier, I would have put them like in the shape of the letters. They don't bend very well. All right. The Namaste Stress Less deck. The energy has felt very kind of off today. I'm not really sure what phase of the moon we're in or what's going on astrologically, but the energy has just been really kind of off today. The power of breath. Relax your face. Breathe in through your diaphragm. Every time you breathe, notice how powerful you feel. Breath takes in energy. Air gives us what we need to live. It fills us with power. Feeling the power of each breath allows us to charge ourselves like we charge our cell phones. Breathe this way for 8 minutes and fill yourself with power. This will help relax your body and power up your mind. Deep breathing, we talked about that last time. Remembering to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, it does make a difference. A lot of times we can have labored breathing and we don't even realize it. So it's important to sometimes pause and take a break and pay attention to our breathing. All right, we're going to get an Angels of Abundance card. We got 3 last time. Face your financial fears, dreams of abundance, and cooperation instead of competition. Once again, talking about the partnerships. It is nice having the bigger space, for sure. All right. We'll definitely get back into the routine of doing them in the mornings. This was basically just to do something different. Monday is my birthday. I don't really celebrate birthdays anymore, but I mean, it is technically my birthday. We may not get one of these today. Words of abundance, obstacles and blocks are lifted. That kind of looks like maybe an image, a version of Archangel Michael. We did see him last time as our Archangel. All your good personal work and your positive energy shift have overcome previous obstacles and blocks are lifted away. All your good personal work and positive energy shift have overcome previous obstacles and blocks are lifted away. You will now experience progress and forward movement with your projects. Stay centered in gratitude to ensure that your flow of abundance continues. Look, we did get Archangel Michael last time, and look at the similarities. Okay. This is Miranda Lambert on the radio. It's another song about a house. If a dog is buried in the yard. Words of abundance. You have the bill. First of all, there's rabbits and doves and flowers. It's like they're in a garden. It's a young woman and then a baby angel, or a young woman angel and then a baby angel. See the sunshine shining down, very spring-like looking, with the rabbits. Rabbits represent fertility. The house that built me. That's the name of this song. Okay. Pull that song up and listen to it if you need to, if you're not familiar with it. Miranda Lambert, The House That Built Me. Because right before I came on, that song, This Old House Will Always Be Home, came on. So that's 2 songs about a house. All right, now we'll do the chakra wisdom. I like Miranda Lambert. We got gratitude last time from this deck. These are still kind of new, so they're kind of stiff. I got lost in this old world and forgot who I am. Getting, that came up in a conversation today, actually. Getting back to who you were, like as a child. Passion. Faith on the bottom of the deck. Oh, look, recovery after that. Instinct on the top of the deck. How interesting. Passion. Keep your fire lit. Don't burn out. Don't give up. Keep faith. We already talked about that. Ooh, I don't know if one of my curls just moved or what, but it felt like something was touching the top of my head. And then instinct. Trust your instinct. Have faith. So, passion. And look. Hold on, I can't get it picked up. Look at the matching colors. And even the color of the fire. So double confirmation on the strength, double confirmation on the faith, double confirmation on the passion. And instinct, for that matter. There's an old man with a cane. And then a young woman. She looks like a princess reading out of a book. The sun is high in the sky in the background. I don't know why I got a home health vibe off that. Like somebody taking care of somebody. Instinct, wolf of white light. But that's not the first one we got. The first one we got was passion. So hang on. Princess of Amber. Second chakra. So your sacral chakra. I quietly sizzle and shine. Wow. I quietly sizzle and shine. The legend. The Princess of Amber spends her time volunteering. No person or task is beneath her. She loves her subjects and looks after them like a loyal servant. When the newspapers criticize her, her family begs her to behave more like royalty. She refuses. The people hold a free election, and to the surprise of the aristocrats, vote for the princess as their new leader. Inspiration. You are correct to feel passionate about your position. Follow your instincts. Look at that. Follow your instincts. For you know intuitively what is right for you. Personal inquiry. Are my daily actions supporting my real passion? What am I willing to stand for? Key ideas. Following your passion, being authentic, taking a stand for yourself, being acknowledged, feeling ostracized by family and friends, being emotionally centered, strong feminine energy, a happy outcome. Keywords: passion, bravery, and royalty. Meditation. Ask yourself the following questions. What is my greatest strength? Look at that. Triple confirmation on the strength. What are my challenges? How do I serve others? How can I serve myself? What represents love in my life? Close your eyes and invite the Princess of Amber to take a walk with you. What does she reveal to you? So that's like a guided meditation. I mean, you don't even have to do the princess part. Just go into yourself. Get quiet time and go into yourself and ask those questions. What is my greatest strength? What are my challenges? How do I serve others? How can I serve myself? What represents love in my life? Some good questions to ask yourself. All right, and then we have, I'm not going to read the whole things on these other ones. We usually just take one. But I do want to peek. Faith, royal purple brick. I am more than I think I am. Oh, wow. All right. Sixth chakra, the purple chakra. That's your third eye. Ooh, Reba McEntire, Fancy. Wow. Now that song tells a story. All right. The legend. Peggy is terrified. She can't see past the wall in front of her, and it is preventing her from moving forward. She cries out for help. The great spirits appear and tell her that she is holding a royal purple brick. thinking it is a wall. They encourage her to place the brick in the path and ask her not give up on life. They encourage her to place the brick back in the path and ask her not to give up on life. Didn't we talk about not losing that fire, not giving up because it's not happening in the time that you think it should? Peggy lowers the brick to the ground and courageously steps forward. Her future lights up. Inspiration. What frightened you is something much smaller than you know. If you are experiencing pain, holding on tighter will only worsen the situation. Your greatness awaits. There's a bug over there. It's a beetle or something. So if I get up and scream, it's because it's flown over here. I had the door open earlier. All right. Personal inquiry. I have a tremendous amount of personal magnetism. Am I willing to allow myself to shine? Key ideas. Narrow focus, miracles all around, not following wise counsel, not accepting your gifts, using energy in a self-defeating way. Key words. Gifts, muse, and fear. Meditation. This is the time to let go and recognize your own gifts. Thank your guides for protecting you and not allowing you to give up. This is the first step in communicating and sharing with the world. The royal purple brick is a part of your path, not the entire journey. We literally already talked about that. That confirmation. All right, and then we had instinct, which is crown chakra, neutral energy, which we already got confirmation of it in the passion card. So, that just, before we even read this card. Wolf of white light. There is a guide inside us. The legend. Wolf climbs the treacherous rocks, his eyes always fixed on the high ground. During the time he prepared to be a guardian, his master trained him never to turn back. Wow. When you look behind, we sap the energy we were to use in the future, his master said. Wolf's defense is his instinct, and he senses danger. Hence, Wolf's journey on, and does not look below for his enemies. He climbs unseen, for only those who seek a spirit guide can see him. Wow. Right now, I'm reading an oracle card from the Chakra Wisdom Oracle deck. That very much goes with what we've already talked about. But what it made me think of when I was reading that was the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. Where he told the wife not to look back, and she did, and she was turned to a pillar of salt. Of course, there's a lot of different perspectives that you can view that story from, but it speaks of not looking back, to keep moving forward, not to let yourself backslide, to trust your instinct that you're going the right way. Inspiration. Your instinct is finely tuned, so why doubt it? Your journey is guided. Personal inquiry. How can I master letting go and move on? Do I trust my inner guidance? I've spoke on that a little bit before. about being able to trust yourself. It's hard to trust other people, but sometimes when you get into a place in life where you've constantly made decisions based on what other people want and you're moving out of that, sometimes it's hard to trust yourself to make decisions on your own. Key ideas: solitary journey, spirit lies on the road ahead, led by spirit, following your instinct. Key words: instinct, guides, and awakening. And I said something when we got the ideal partnership about that being about working with spirit. And once again, confirming with the songs, The Road Less Traveled. That goes back to a message we got earlier in the week talking about the broad path and the narrow path. Sometimes the people that we want to come with us on our journey, they're not meant to go the whole journey with us. They're just there for a season. And when we choose to be more true to ourselves, we lose a lot of people through that process. Okay, we're going to get a crystals card. Explore the universe of gems and minerals. Last time we had red spinel. Spinel. And then after this, we'll get a chakra affirmation. Okay. That didn't take long. Pyrite and heliotrope. We got that I think last week. Actually, I think that was one of the first cards that we got out of this deck. Bravery, strength, and perseverance. Once again, just confirming everything that we've already gotten. Strength, triple confirmation on the strength. We never know how strong we are until we don't have a choice. Pyrite, strength, determination, and confidence. Look at that. Strength out here 4 times. Confidence, having confidence in yourself, having confidence in trusting your intuition, having confidence in the partnerships, having confidence in the timing, having patience and faith. I'm seeing the strength tarot card with the lion. Now we'll get, last time with the chakra affirmations, we got truthfulness and peace. Let's see, I can't remember if I turned my Bluetooth on or not. Meaning of the tarot card strength. Strength predicts the triumphant conclusion to a major life problem, situation, or temptation through strength of character. It is a very happy card if you are fighting illness or recovering from an injury. signifies strength, courage, persuasion, and patience. It emphasizes achieving success through inner strength rather than external force. It encourages maintaining a calm, logical, and optimistic demeanor, even in the face of challenging situations. There you go. It can, especially if it's something that you've been working towards for a long time, you know, it can get to a point where, you know, maybe you feel like your efforts aren't getting you, like maybe it's because you're lacking something, you know, maybe we do spend a lot of time, like reevaluating, second guessing ourselves, overthinking, when we are impatient, you know, when we don't trust our instinct, when we don't trust in ourselves and the choices that we've made. And look at that, second chakra, first chakra, patience again. Well-being and patience, first and second chakra. We got second chakra in the chakra oracle. Well-being. I honor and respect my body by giving it what it deserves to thrive. I provide myself with the best food, exercise, water, relaxation, therapeutic treatments, and thoughts. I only consume foods and liquids that were designed by nature to be in my body. I stimulate my body's energy flow with exercise. Make time to rest, as stillness and tranquility are vital to keep my mind and body rejuvenated. So that goes back to what I said earlier with the mantra card. You know, not letting yourself experience burnout. Sometimes we can get overwhelmed by all the things that we need to do or should do or have to do, and we don't take time to love on ourselves a little bit. And then patience. This is the third or fourth time we're seeing patience. As I observe in nature, growth takes time. This is a time for reflection, persistence, and surrender as things unfold at their own pace. I remain calm and tolerant during any challenging times. I develop quiet hope and expectations based confirmation based on trust both in myself and in a higher power. So having patience with yourself, having patience with divine timing, having patience with the people around you, having patience with the changes that you're making. You know, hopefully we're all working on something to be healthier, happier people. So whatever it is, you know that your body needs, it's important to make that a priority. Okay. Now we will go to the Animal Allies Birds deck. Last time we got Swan and Penguin. That's going to get annoying. It's the third time in a row. It can't be anybody I know because the number's not programmed in my phone. But nonetheless, that's a little extreme. 3 times in a row. Anyways. That's too many, but we'll acknowledge them. Puffin, woodpecker, canary, and ostrich. That's still too many. Silky, cockatoo, and owl. Cardinal. Okay, that was 2. Flicker. And meadowlark. I'm noticing the red. There's a lot of red on that flicker card. That lines up with the red for the base chakra, for the first chakra for patience. Okay. These pages are not numbered. So, all right, there we go. Flicker superpowers. Healing, renewal, taking a pause, seeking balance, honesty, nurturing, ability to blaze through the mundane. Flicker wisdom. Words of love and encouragement soothe sore spots, both internally and externally. Not every problem can be solved with affirmations, but they're a nice, easy place to start. Boy, isn't that the truth? When Flicker appears, you are entering a new cycle of growth. Prepare yourself for change and opportunity. You may feel uncomfortable with what's ahead, but the only way forward is to fly through. Flicker wants you to know it's time to figure out what fosters your own healing. It could be as simple as more alone time or a daily cup of special tea. So self-love, preparing for change. I don't remember which video it was that we talked about. It was 48 minutes exactly on the timer. About pushing ourselves out of our comfort zone. You know, it's a lot of times it's not easy, but once we do it and once we push through, we're so happy that we did once we get on the other side. It's scary. It's uncomfortable. Sometimes it, you know, it can stir up a mixture of emotions depending on what said process it is that you're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. But it can be very triggering. It can be very like a roller coaster with your emotions during something like that. All right. Oh, was that the bug? I hope not. Okay, Meadowlark superpowers. Hope, strength. Look at that. Hope and strength again. Hope is the same thing as faith. Momentum, resilience, self-expression, having a cheery disposition, enchanting loved ones and strangers alike. Meadowlark wisdom. If you're having trouble seeking the brighter side, go look in the mirror. There it is. There you are. When Meadowlark appears, what's been feeling heavy recently? Can you change anything about it? Conversely, I don't know what that word is. Conversely, what's been bringing you great joy? How can you cultivate more of that? That's going to bug me that I don't know how to say that word. Hold on. Always stay humble and kind. Who's that? Tim McGraw? Yeah. Conversely, yeah. Introducing a statement or idea which reverses one that has just been made or referred to. So contradicting something. All right. Meadowlark wants you to know you've got this. Sometimes it might feel like you don't, but you actually do. You are one of the brightest spots in the world to more people than you realize. So keep your head up. Keep your head, ooh, child. Things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will be brighter. Keep your head up. Stay positive, stay productive, stay patient, stay peaceful. Trust yourself and trust in divine timing. Okay, we'll get an herbology card. Last time we had trust and wisdom. We did get trust this time. Copper just let out a big sigh. Getting back to your inner child, like remembering why you started the journey. My right ear just started ringing. You know, when you have those moments where you get stuck in your head and start questioning everything and, you know, wondering, you know, the woulda, shoulda, couldas and stuff like that. We talked about that last time. Sometimes you have to be your own cheerleader and pull yourself out of those moments. But, you know, call out to spirit, pray, meditate, you know, whatever you do to get to your peaceful place and try to release as much of that doubt and that overthinking and fear, you know, the questioning everything. It's okay to go there, but just don't get, you know, don't stay there. Don't get stuck there. Which one was that? Foresight, card number 36. It wanted to stay poked out. Card number 36, Foresight. Dragon's blood. I don't know how to pronounce this either, so we're going to put it in. Darling, quit. Oh, of course it's not going to have it. Anima Mundi. Anima Mundi, Dragon's Blood. Anima Mundi. Card number 51. Anima Mundi. Very, all these cards have very interesting artwork. Yeah. Upright, oneness, merging with divine, access to the world soul, occult knowledge, initiation, universal donor, entry into the great void. This plant has a long history of indigenous use in the rainforest. The sap itself looks just like blood. Hence the name Dragon's Blood. And it was often painted on wounds to promote healing and seal them to prevent infection, as well as taken internally to prevent or stop internal bleeding. Indigenous peoples have used it in a myriad of ways. Externally for wounds, fractures, hemorrhages, hemorrhoids, and skin disorders. Internally for acid reflux, ulcers, and colitis, and as an antiviral. This crucial and life-saving medicine was and still is a staple for thousands of tribal people. Physically, Dragon's Blood is the epitome of Plutonian and Scorpionic energy, as both archetypically rule the symbol of blood. Shamans have used dragon's blood in spell work, rituals of protection, purification, and consecration. In Christian art, the dragon was symbolic of evil and sin, yet many other traditions hold that serpent deities like dragons are benevolent, sharp-eyed dwellers that hold the mystery of the great void. Guidance. Dragons are ancient guardians of the earth, symbolizing hidden knowledge and auspicious powers of supernatural origin. Dragons are etheric beings that inhabit the deepest pockets of the ethers and have dominion over the four elements. Dragon's blood core oozes blood, representing the collective blood, the blood of nature, and serving as a gateway to the Anima Mundi. Anima Mundi. The world's soul. As you enter the all-seeing portal of the great void, don't shy away from its vastness. Embrace it as you are undergoing this great initiation. Within this awakening, you will discover the unique pattern you contribute to the great tapestry of life. You know, and interesting enough, our animal spirit card last time was the dragon. All right, and then we got card number 34. I don't know how to pronounce this either. But it's got, I can't show it to you because it's got naked women on it. But it's got dragonflies, a moon with plants growing out of it, and with like a picture painted on it of mountains with clouds. I'll try to show it to you here in a minute. Of course, we gotta have a Domino's commercial.
Now that's a deal. This week only at Domino's.
Mitrokaina.
Mitragyna. 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 All right, shape shifting. Card number 34. Mitragyna. Subconscious, healing, synchronizing inner and outer worlds, shape shifting, time travel, transcendence of illusion. The indigenous people of Southeast Asia have valued the power of this rainforest tree for thousands of years and have used it as a poultice to treat wounds, as well as treatment for a variety of symptoms, including stress, pain, fatigue, and fever. Like cocoa leaves in South America highlands, fresh leaves from this tree are chewed for energy and stamina throughout the day. It was once revered among monks in Asia as it assisted them during long periods of meditation by providing focused attention and positive energy. As early as the 19th century, kratom became well known as an opium substitute and quickly became a curative treatment for withdrawal from opium addiction. It became more popularized in the West due to its use in Thailand, Malaysia, and surrounding areas, helping those with morphine dependence. This plant embodies elements of both Saturn and Neptune, as it profoundly relieves and decompresses the musculoskeletal system, while granting a freeing and euphoric feeling to the body and mind. Used in the right amounts, it can greatly assist those with addiction, representing Neptune. Guidance. The balanced side of this plant represents the ability to shapeshift and adapt across realities. Like the dragonfly, it grants us the power to break through the illusionary facade we often accept as reality, providing us the freedom from pain in order to break through limiting illusions. Dragonfly helps us initiate subconscious healing from the trauma experienced from endless cycles of pain and suffering. Dragonfly medicine invites us to seek out the parts of our habits that have gone unchanged, unnoticed, and stagnant. Ask yourself, have I tended to the changes I've been wanting to make? Don't get lost in the labyrinths of self-doubt. Break free from elusive belief systems that hold back your transformation. We've already talked about that today and in past videos about having to be your own cheerleader sometimes, having to be the one that calls yourself out. Are you backsliding? Are you getting discouraged? Are you not working on the things that you need to be working on? Whether that's internally or externally. Okay, and because it kind of coincided with that, we'll get a animal spirit card next. That really did coincide, which we've had a lot of similarities between tonight and the last video. Being patient with yourself through making those changes. Not only being patient with others and with spirit and with divine timing, but being patient with yourself. Acknowledging the positives but also being honest with yourself about, the negative. Being able to call yourself out. Turtle. Black egg on the bottom of the deck. Crocodile on the top of the deck. Very similar energy with the turtle and the crocodile. Very similar energy. Those are both water energy. We actually got turtle first, so we'll read that one first. Ancient soul, grounded, trusting, at home in the self. Trusting self. It is wonderful to be in the presence of a turtle personality. Like the beaver, the turtle has a strong relationship with the earth and water elements simultaneously. This helps to ground and connect them to the deeper truths of life. No matter where their travels lead them, turtle energy is behind all great writers and storytellers as they collect life experiences under their shells for later use. The most potent turtle energy helps us close all the other books and begin to tell our own true tale. When in balance, peaceful, adventurous, and productive. When out of balance, slows down to a halt. To bring into balance and adventure. Oh, look at that. I was holding the freaking black egg card, but reading turtle. My bad. All right, and then we had crocodile. I've done that once before, and I think it was with the same deck. Resting, submerging, collecting energy, cooling off. The crocodile reminds us to step back from the external world and turn inward. Now is not the time for decisions, action, or discussion. The crocodile's mantra is wait. This doesn't mean lying around hoping life challenges will disappear. The crocodile is much smarter than that. It means intentionally withdrawing, gathering our awareness, observing and building energy. Fill up the vital reserves so your next move comes from a place of wisdom and power. When in balance, wise, patient, a silent powerhouse. When out of balance, feels stuck and lashes out. To bring into balance, yoga and rest. All right, and seeing as I held the card up the whole freaking time, I'll read Black Egg. I guess I should hold the turtle up the whole time I'm reading this one, but I won't. Speaking from an authentic voice, the truth. That's already been a topic today. The black egg contains one of life's essential treasures, the truth. Inside of it resides no confusion, excuses, small talk, noise, or lies. Not even the white ones. This living and breathing vessel harbors only that which rings true. When this essence is in balance, we speak slowly and clearly. We are drawn to activities like writing, reading, teaching, singing, or perhaps public speaking. Sounds draw us in. Books draw us in. The concept of truth itself draws us in. We start asking questions like, what do I know to be true about myself? We already got that. and what is true about the world. When the energy of the black egg is not yet assessed, we speak from an unsure place. We say things others want to hear, gossip, and repeat stories to justify our superb behavior. We might even try to convince ourselves that we have no inner truth at all. The energy of the black egg hovers and waits for us to reconnect. It is available at every moment, in every situation. It's the epicenter of truth, the birthplace of your inner voice. The black egg represents the fifth chakra, which is the throat chakra. The subtle essence of this card resides at the base of the throat. The ancient sages saw this center as the hub that governs our speech and expression. The balance of this center is important for all of us, but especially essential for writers, editors, musicians, and teachers. So, speaking your truth, even if you don't do it to other people, at least being able to be truthful with yourself about where you're at on your journey, what needs to be done, what you've already accomplished, changes that need to be made, maybe in your self-love routine, loving on yourself a little bit better, being that cheerleader that you need, because the truth is we honestly just can't expect that from the outside world. Yes, it's nice when we get it, and yes, we should appreciate it and value it when it's there, but we can't always depend on other people to cheer us on or, even to navigate us. We have to be our own compass. And really, that's where another place where the working with spirit, when you strengthen that connection, it helps strengthen that inner compass as well. Some of that splashed on my face. All right. We'll get an Archangel Fire Oracle, and then we'll get Mary Magdalene, and we'll be done. I hope everybody has a great day tomorrow, if you make it this far. Tomorrow is Thursday. So for some, it's almost the weekend, but, for me, all days have equal value, so there's not really a weekend. But for those of you that have that issue, or that calendar set up, I hope you have a good weekend. Jophiel, a very spring looking picture there. Very similar to the Angel Abundance card, colors and imagery. Butterflies, pink roses, a bunch of dandelions in the field behind her. Card number 15. Oh, she's actually on a swing. I didn't notice that. She's actually standing on like a swing. That's what these are, the ropes for the swing. So like, if you look at the expression on her face, she's like getting the feeling like she's flying. Not long ago, that song came up in one of the videos. Livingston, Look Mom, I Can Fly. Livingston is a young self-producing musician, I guess. Independent musician. That's the word I was looking for. Joy. The Archangel of Joy, Wisdom, and Beauty. She governs the yellow ray of illumination. Like the Irish lass in her card, she gives us the ability to add more gladness to our lives. She also helps us to learn and teach at the highest level, enabling us to find the answers to important questions, seeing the beauty in all things, and think more positively. She sets us on the right path to achieving spiritual enlightenment. She can help us to get organized and clear out our physical and emotional clutter, which can be a real help when you're tackling spring cleaning or trying to get to the bottom of any old stuck emotions. Visualize a bright yellow light pouring into you and your home like sunlight, and ask her to illuminate anything you no longer need. Picture this light filling any areas of your life where you feel unhappy or dissatisfied. Ask her to send this light into any dark corners to cleanse the space around you, your home, and your belongings. Unhappy memories you haven't been able to let go of, and items you have ferried from home to home for years will likely seem less important. When you clear your physical clutter, it then becomes much easier to let go of any emotional clutter. So take unwanted items to charity shops so they can find a better home elsewhere. It's also a good idea to get involved in local car boot sales and clothing swaps. After all, one person's trash is another person's treasure. She can help to make this experience fun and uplifting rather than it feeling like a chore. I think we've gotten this card quite recently, like a couple weeks ago when we were talking about spring cleaning, making room for the new. It makes it a lot easier if you can find the fun, if you can put a fun swing on it. When there is more space, you will see beauty around and within you. Afterwards, she will help you rid your mind of cluttered thoughts so you are more focused, calm, and most of all, joyful. Allow the yellow light to fill your mind and feel yourself relax. With all the extra space you create, you'll soon find that you're sleeping better, feeling happier, and have more energy, and you'll feel super organized. Getting rid of old stuck energy alone helps you think more clearly. But when you ask her to help with this objective, it's like a light gets switched on inside your brain and you suddenly have new clarity to be able to see all the good things in your life. This brings more time to get outside and play. It ushers in joy and becomes a reason to celebrate all the good things about yourself and your existence. The yellow ray shining in through your crown chakra is like opening the shutters in a dark room to light up your life. Her message: be joyful. Let go of your heavy physical and emotional burdens. Release your baggage. Allow new clarity and happiness to pour into your life. Then you can rise up out of gloom and fly higher. So the imagery does represent the flying higher. She reminds us that deciding to feel happy is actually quite simple. You know, we talk about it often. Happiness is a choice, not an automatic response. If we change our perception, we can bring joy flooding into our lives in every moment. We are free to choose our mood. If you find it a struggle or need help to lift your emotions, try putting on some uplifting music or phone a friend to ask for help, inviting in positive feelings. Get out in nature. That helps a lot too. There's a reason Jophiel's name sounds like joyful. Invoke this angel whenever you need to bring a little bit more joy into your life. Let go of heaviness, whether mental or material, and imagine sunshine infiltrating each experience. Tell yourself you are happy. Allow yourself to feel happy feelings and let it be so. That very much lines up with words of abundance, the angel of abundance card, and then also the meadowlark and the birds. You know, allowing the gratitude and the appreciation to help you overcome whatever negative feelings you might be dealing with. You know, despite whatever is going on around you, being able to shut all that off and find your inner peace, basically. Allow that gratitude. I'm trying to think of a good example of like that feeling. Kind of like when you were a kid at Christmas and you had been asking for something for like half the year, but you didn't know if you were going to get it or not, and then Christmas Day comes and of course you're already excited because Christmas is there, and then that like feeling of satisfaction and, you know, pride and excitement, like it's a whole bunch of feelings combined that it's finally here. Like if we could just bottle that feeling up to where we could take a sip, you know, have like a secret stash, that feel good feeling. All right. We're going to get a Mary Magdalene and then we'll be done for this. I did do a little bit extra, but that's just because it's so late. Last time in the Mary Magdalene, we got true love. All exists through love. Patience, strength, keeping that fire lit, not giving up, not backsliding, knowing how strong you are, knowing that patience is a virtue, working on patience will have a trickle effect to where it'll help with your anxiety. It helps with procrastination. Learning how to be patient eliminates a lot of unnecessary stress, you know. So either working on that or being proud of yourself that you have worked on that, and, you know, it's something that you're able to do better. Witness, I am fully seen. 123:13 on the timer. The breath on the bottom of the deck. Angels, I have never been alone on the top of the deck. What have I been talking about all throughout this video about this? It's talking about the ideal partnerships isn't just talking about physical partnerships. It's talking about spiritual partnerships as well. Angels, you have never been alone. Witness, I am fully seen. Mary, Christ says when he sees her at the empty tomb, and in hearing her name in his voice, Mary immediately recognizes who is standing before her. Rabbi, Mary exclaims. This word rabbi in ancient Hebrew is for teacher. Mary has witnessed Christ's most profound truth. Love is stronger than death. They stand then for a timeless moment together, face to face, seeing and being seen. This is the fulfillment of love. From 1 Corinthians 13:12, quote, "For now we see only a reflection as in a mirror, Then we shall see face to face. Now I know in part, then I shall know fully, even as I am fully known. End quote. It's a miracle and a mystery what allows one person to truly see another. The reciprocity of this full vision of seeing and being seen by another is sacred and graced. You can't force yourself to see someone entirely for all that they are. It's a moment that exists in soul time, and the reciprocity of this full vision requires that we reveal our truest self. We can't be fully witnessed by someone, by a beloved, unless we are fully revealing all that we are. It's a rare and holy moment. It's a diamond that's finally made visible after years and years of pressure in the dark. Wow. In Sanskrit, the word means to see and be fully seen by God. This form of witnessing perhaps unfolds only when we meet someone we can fully reveal ourselves to. This moment of witnessing is only made possible because of love. It's a love that refuses to look away, a love that remains through the dark, through death. I've often imagined the power of this moment when Mary witnessed Christ's resurrection and when Christ witnessed Mary's embodiment of his love by the fact that she could see him. I've often imagined that everything grew still around them, that nothing could possibly exist as intensely as they did. I've often imagined that the power of their gaze is something we all long for, that inevitable glory of truly being known, that glory of hearing your name and seeing love fully incarnate right before you. What aspect of my soul am I ready to witness and reveal? What is your truth? What are some things that maybe you need to be honest with yourself about, or that you need to be honest with somebody else about? If that's something that you're struggling with, pray about it. Go build that relationship with spirit. Whatever you think of when I say spirit, build that relationship so that you can trust that relationship, so that you can trust the timing, and so that you can see your own strength and your own truth. It's more about our end of it than it is the outside world's. I've said it for years. If you work on the inside, if you work on healing the inside, it will show on the outside. As always, be grateful for what you have, the big, the small, and the blessings yet to come. If you see a need out there today, tomorrow, next week, if there's any possible way that you can fill that need, please do so. You may not only better their day, but you could possibly change their life, and you never know the impact it could have on yours. Thank you for watching. I know this was a little different. We're at night. I'm a little bit more mellow than I usually am in the mornings just because it's late. But I was excited to get the new spot set up, and so I just wanted to give it a shot, do a test run, see how it was all going to work out. I can already see I'm going to need something soft to put on this desk for my elbows' sake. But nonetheless, I hope you have a positive, peaceful evening, and I'll see you next time.